It is 6:14. Turning now to today's business report. Uber Eats is shutting down thousands of virtual restaurants.
And first came the bank collapses, and now comes the congressional hearings. We have Channel 3's Jane King live at the NASDAQ now with these stories for us. Good morning, Jane.
Hi, good morning to you. Well, Nicole, the Senate Banking Committee will hold the first of several hearings on the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank today. Now, a top Federal Reserve official reportedly will tell the committee that the bank failed due to mismanagement and a sudden panic among depositors. Well, Uber Eats is taking thousands of the online-only restaurants off its app this week. These are like the ghost kitchens that became popular during the pandemic. They're concerned that the platform is getting clogged by restaurants listing multiple delivery options, but with the same menu. Now, the food delivery service execs say diners are effectively seeing sometimes 12 versions of the same menu on the app. Uber Eats plans to remove 5,000 of these online storefronts, and that covers about 13% of the virtual restaurants, the ghost kitchens in North America. Well, a leaked Amazon memo has revealed it aims to fully legalize alcohol delivery. BizJournals reports that Amazon's goals include modernizing the three-tier system that the government has had in place since the prohibition to regulate alcohol distribution. And stocks rose yesterday. Panic over the banking system eased. The Dow climbed 195 points. This morning, we're flat, very quiet for the start today. Live from the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. Back to you.